Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast. It's Greater St. Helens League boys basketball action featuring the visiting Columbia River Rapids and the home team, the Mark Morris Monarchs. Good to have you with us, Nick Sisson, on behalf of N2 Media. Got ourselves a heavyweight showdown here tonight in Billy's Barn on Ted Nat Court. The Columbia River Rapids, very impressive so far to start the season. 5-0 overall, 3-0 in GSHL play, on the heels of a 1-point win at home in Hazel Dell against the Ari Long Lumberjacks, 56-55. Meanwhile, Mark Morris, 7-1 overall, 2-1 in Greater St. Helens League competition, on the heels of a 5-point loss to the Ridgefield Spudders, 58-53. We're going to meet the starters here. We'll talk a little bit more as we get going. Dave Andrew on the PA tonight.
Mark Morris, Monarchs. Let's start out by meeting the starting lineups. First, our visitors from Columbia River High School. He's a junior, number 1, Alex Hunt. Senior, number 3, Ari Richardson. Also senior, number 11, John Reeder. Senior, number 12, Tyler Miles. And a junior, number 20, Luca Phillips. The assistant coaches are Neil Cummings, Gary Thurston, Jim Seaval, and the head coach of the Rapids is Mark Ganther. Number 3, Dalton Stevens. Running the show at the point, a junior, number 4, Drew Ibarreta. At a guard, a senior, number 20, Nate Stevens. Also at a guard and a senior, number 21, Mark Hendrickson. And a forward, a senior, number 23, Carson Wagner. The assistant coaches are Hayden Tilton, Brady Lamb, Steve Clokey, and the head coach of the Monarchs, Ken Kelly.
Starting lineups introduced, and now we'll have the national anthem.
Honor America with a play of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about set to do battle here. Columbia River taking on Mark Morris. Both of these teams made a trip to Yakima last season. Columbia River was ousted by Anacortes, Mark Morris by Bremerton, both in the same round, one game short of having a chance to get back into the trophy conversation. Braden Olson here to ring in the King's Court.
Is now in session. Our officials, Jim Appleby, Ryan Chinch, and Eric Cheatley, all from the Lower Columbia Officials Association. Our court sweepers
We'll talk a little bit more about
Logan,
some storylines involving these two teams.
court nice and dry.
Columbia River on everyone's radar as a potential deep playoff team here this season. They are the front runners as of now for the league championship. A lot of basketball still to be played as Luca Phillips and Dalton Stevens jump it up, and Stevens wins the tip. Bogner controls. Drew Ibarreta with the ball back into the lineup after missing Tuesday night's game at Ridgefield along with Jaden Brooks. This one is deflected out of bounds. Monarchs possession. Dalton Stevens with it here. A lot of familiar faces for the Rapids. These two teams played last year in the district championship game over at Kelso High School, won by Mark Morris by 23 points. Stevens pulls the trigger on a three, no good. Tipped out by Ibarreta, controlled by Stevens. Stevens an elbow J, no. Bogner tips back into the middle, and it's controlled by Pont. Shot up, no good, but a foul is called. That looks like Ari Richardson, who will head to the free throw line. Ari setting a school record with 10 three-pointers made in a 42-point win on the road against Ridgefield. That's the only common opponent that these two teams have so far in the season. And River winning on the road by 42 and Mark Morris losing by 5. Mark Morris once again without the services of Jaden Brooks tonight as Ari hits the first free throw, 1-0. And the second rolls out. Nate Stevens with the board. But Richardson with 43 in that ball game. He's as lethal of a shooter as we've got in the Greater St. Helens League. But River is going to look to run the court and get up fast. They got a lot of athletes. A flex cut pass inside. Bogner turns and faces a very difficult shot with a hand in his face. Is hit. 2-1. Mark Morris with a brief lead here in the early going. Ball movement far side. Triple is up and off for Richardson, and it's controlled by Ibarreta. Stevens advancing pass gets to Henderson. Henderson, beautiful bounce pass feed. A little bit too much heat on the pass, though. Bogner unable to hold it, and now we've got a correction, and they're going to say a deflection, and Mark Ganser can't help but turn back and giggle to the Columbia River fan base that made the trip up from Hazeldale. Wide open is Dalton Stevens off the inbounds. Maybe a little bit of sleep there. Were the Rapids 4-1. Pass to the corner, dribble out, back to the top of the key. This is Pont, swings it. Richardson with it now. Far side Pont to tie the game. No, rattles out. Hendrickson goes up and gets the rebound. Stevens with it now. Enters, denied. Beautiful defense there by Reeder. Kick out, Ibarreta near wing 3. No, rebound far side, outlet quickly. Pont pushes 3-on-2. Richardson finishes. Richardson's got all 3 for Columbia River. Fans, please feel free to type into the live stream comment section where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Big game here tonight before Christmas. Christmas came early for basketball fans. Nice pump fake, and a runner is good for Ibarreta. 6-3, Mark Morris back on top by 3. Euro step shot in the lane by Reeder, missed. Stevens goes up. Nate, and gets it to Dalton. Dalton, shoulders into contact, stops his momentum, pops from 14, no good. Rebound, quick outlet to Richardson. Richardson being guarded by Hendrickson. Reeder back to Ari for the tie. Yes, Ari's got all 6.
Three-pointer, Ari Richardson.
Just under 5 to go, opening quarter. Pass to the elbow, back to Ibarreta here. Nice screen, Hendrickson for Bogner. Bogner misses, rebound Richardson. Long outlet up ahead. Stevens recovers, but it's hauled in and missed by Phillips. Phillips couldn't even hit the rim there. Point blank range. A little excited. 4:30 left, opening quarter. Nice feed inside. Bogner misses though. Got caught in between, didn't get all the way to the glass and kind of hit that weird spot on the rim where it meets the connecting piece to the backboard. Working down low, turn and shot, no good by Phillips. Gets his own rebound, shoots again, misses. Couple of really good looks there. Ibarreta finds Stevens, ball fakes, double teamed, has it poked loose. It's on the floor and it's tied up. It's going to be a jump ball. And it's going to be Columbia River possession. Inbound goes to Richardson. Again, all 6 of the Rapids points so far by Ari. Far side entering the paint, passing off is Reeder trying to get it to Phillips. It's deflected out of bounds. River will retain. 21 on the shot clock. Goes to Reeder. Reeder gets it right back to Richardson. Stevens picks up Ari. Pont now with it. Has a screen up top by Miles. Doesn't use it. Gets rid of it. Richardson has a hand in his face. Nice floater there. Missed short though. And it goes right to Phillips. Putback is good. 8-6. River back on top. Bogner faces up, looking to enter to Stevens. Instead, the Monarchs rotated around far side. Screened by Stevens, poked away by Reeder. Reeder out in front, 1-on-2, finds the trailer Richardson. Blocked by Hendrickson, put back attempt by Reeder, no good. Great defense there. 3-on-2 the other way. Nate Stevens for 3, yes!
Nate Stevens.
Law backdoor, missed short by Phillips. He's missed a couple of them. Just kind of got lost underneath the shuffle there. High rip through, and it hits that spot again on the opposite side, and it has Stickum on it. Tough break. Great move there by Dalton Stevens. We got a couple of subs here. One for the Mark Morris Monarchs, Mac West into the ball game. And then Javen Fletch out there for Columbia River, and also Aaron Hoey. And Hoey, the focal point of a incident involving Cam Newsom. Fake handoff, bucket missed. Bogner can't believe it. Couple of really good looks for Mark Morris. And a 3 by Richardson, no good. Mac West with the board. But Hoey and Newsom, little hand checking and jostling at the end of the ball game as the buzzer sounded, and it looked as if Hoey took a swipe, and we got a timeout granted to Mac West there on the floor as we're tied up. 2:08 left in the first. Good time to finish, kind of what we're talking about. But anyway, it was just on a video that was posted by Columbian reporter Will Denner that was on site, and it kind of circulated, and some folks might have thought that there was a punch thrown. It looked like it was open palm, but each team has their side of the story. Hoey not disciplined for it. He's here in the lineup coming off the bench, and he had a fantastic game last year in this building against Mark Morris. These two teams battled for the league championship last year and battled for the district championship. .208 to go first quarter. Inbound gets around to the near corner. A Stevens 3, no good. West controls the offensive rebounds. So more opportunities here for the Monarchs. A 3, far wing by Bogner. It's easier than that 2-footer he's having trouble with so far tonight. Drive and a kick under the basket. Fletch rises up from 10. No. Rebound, Ibarreta. Mark Morris with their largest lead here at 4 points, 12-8. Bogner, ball fakes, crosses over. Screen by West. Ball poked loose from behind by Reeder. Now Bogner, drop step spin, goes around the okey-doke. Wow, what a move there by Bogner. He's got 7 and the lead up to 6, 14-8. That, folks, is clinical footwork. Reeder gets a handoff and hands it off to Richardson. Richardson kicks, a 3 is up and off by Hoey, tapped out of bounds. Mark Morris basketball. You know, you'd have to go back a long way to the last time that Mark Morris lost 2 consecutive league games. And Mark Hendrickson comes in. It's been about almost 3.5, 4 seasons. They've lost 2 consecutive games before, but league opponents, not so much. Ibarreta pulls the trigger, a very tough 2. West battling for the board. Fletch fell down, little contact there, no call. Hendrickson bounced pass to the near corner. It gets to Bogner. Bogner back to Mark. Mark working back to the basket, and he's going to be called for traveling. 34 seconds to go here, opening quarter. Tim, good to see you in the live stream here, watching from the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina while visiting family for Christmas. Well, we're glad to have you. Way to stay up late Eastern time here for this one. River's slowing it down. That's not really their MO, but a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. Richardson has the ball now, being guarded by Ibarreta. Back to Richardson, puts it on the deck and drives and kicks. Out of the corner, Hoey to the top of the circle. Reeder, a floater inside. And no, it's going to be waved off. Mac West draws the charge. 3.5 to go. The Rapids average, you know, about 80 points a game. Close to it. 14-8 the score here, and Mark Morris has got to be happy with where they're at. 3.5. Dalton Stevens across half court, a runner. Good if it goes off the back rim, or I guess off the backboard and then off the front rim. What a finish here, though, for Mark Morris. 14-8 your score. Carson Bogner with 7 leading the way for Mark Morris, and for Columbia River, Ari Richardson with 6. We are off and running here. This is a big one here for both teams. Obviously, River undefeated, you know. I mean, very few teams are ever going to complete a perfect undefeated season. That would mean it has to end in a state championship. No slight at all to Columbia River. I think they've got a team that's capable of going very deep into the postseason. And, you know, usually it just depends on, you know, who's playing the best basketball and what matchups you're going to end up getting and what time slot you're going to play in. You know, there's a lot of things that go into the state tournament, but Mark Morris really doesn't want to have to find themselves with 2 losses as Richardson hits one to start the second quarter, cuts the lead in half immediately. Ari now with 9. And a steal almost. Nope, it is a steal. Going up, counted and 1. Reeder has a chance to tie. Already 5 points here in the second. Only had 8 in that first quarter. That was Reeder's first basket of the game.
The line for the Rapids, John Reeder, 1 shot.
Reeder's free throw rattles out. Mac West hits the floor, and it's going to be a loose ball foul on Columbia River.
Rapids foul. Kellen Clary has scored his first team foul.
Little pressure here being shown. Stevens, stutter steps, travel. (14-13), River with a chance to take the lead with a basket of any kind. Reeder picks it up, swings it far side. Fletch ball fakes, tucks it, goes inside. He's called for a travel. Didn't see the travel there. Mark Morris might need a timeout here. Nope, they get it across. No, they stolen away, out of bounds. Last touch by Mark Morris. Good pressure defense there by the Rapids. Fletch will bring it up. Fletch, a transfer from Skyview. Coming in off the bench here for River. Those two schools, big rivalry. A three is off by Richardson, and it's picked up. Stevens with it now. Stevens behind the back dribble, loses it, deflected off of River and out of bounds. Looked like one of the Rapids might have caught some friendly fire there. Kellen Clary might have got hit in the face there on that rebound attempt. Bogner receives the inbound, up and under, goes to the near side, off the window and in. Gets right around Aaron Hoey. Bogner, huge so far here in the early stages of the ball game. Kick to the corner, Fletch out of the corner, drives, dishes. Good ball movement here. Richardson now into the lane, floats, finger roll, leaves it short. And Clary battling, it's gonna be picked up here to the corner. Richardson had to look for three, decided to pass it up. Entry pass inside. Clary kicks. Three by Fletch. Rattles out. Tipped back. Clary controls. And him and Stevens battling for the ball. Good effort there by the Rapids and Clary. Richardson under the basket kicks. Reeder drives. Dishes. Clary, who kept it alive, finishes it. Reeder with the dime. 16-15, great basketball being played so far here at Mark Morris. And a steal in the passing lane. Going up, finishing is Richardson. Richardson doing a great job defensively. We got an offensive foul on Dalton Stevens. Fletch is able to get the contact, push off on Stevens.
In for the Monarchs is number 10, Zane Armstrong.
Zane Armstrong into the game. Now River with a 1-point lead and a lot of momentum here. They've started the quarter on a 9-2 run. A three off the inbound, no good. Rebound to Armstrong, who just entered the game. Dalton with it now, faces up, being guarded by Fletch. Lazy pass, Clary comes away with it, goes up and thought about trying to dunk it, didn't get up there quite high enough, was able to hold on and gather and go off the glass. He's had some good minutes off the bench. We got a timeout here. River pumped up on the road here in Longview, taking on one of the better teams in the state every single season. And they're on a run here, 19-16. Kellen Clary with 4 off the bench. Ari Richardson leading with 11.
Visit from an Australian travel team here to take on the Monarch boys, 6 p.m. next Friday, December
19-16, 5:08 to go.
Tomorrow night at Columbia River. Varsity tip at 7 o'clock. Monarch girls play right after Christmas next Thursday. The 26th versus Seattle Academy at Silas High School in Tacoma.
Armstrong dead with the ball here, gets it to Stevens. Jump stop in the paint, foul, then it rolls off. He'll head to the line. It's going to go on Javen Fletch. His first, second team foul. Dalton at the line. He's got 2 so far in the game.
2 shots.
First free throw good.
For the Monarchs, number 23, Carson Bogner.
Bogner checks back in. West checks out. Steven hits. Back to the near side here. Fletch and his own defense in front of him. Gets it far side. Hoey now with it. Back near side. Great ball movement on the perimeter here. Richardson 10 on the clock. Dribbles it back to the top of the circle. Hoey ball fakes. Gets it back near side. Richardson gets a screen. Steps through Euro. Great ball movement, but a lot of shots passed up. Hoey, elbow J, misses. Puts it back. That's not a shot clock violation. Shot was off and it hit the rim. Great job rebounding his own shot there by Aaron Hoey, 21-18. I think River had a really good look with about 5 on the clock over there in the corner, but ends up being the bucket anyway. Stevens has it roll off. Hoey controls. Kick to the corner, ball fake. Dish back out here to the near wing. Richardson passes far side now. Hoey with it. Back near side. Fletch, no hesitation at 3. Short. Bogner, great box out. Gets the rebound. Ibaretta now with it. Pass up ahead. Nobody there. Armstrong goes up and hits. St. Armstrong. Great vision there by Ibaretta. 1-point game, 21-20. Kick far side. Drive baseline. Out of bounds. Fletch checks out. Tyler Mills into the game, or Miles. PA announcer said Mills. Spelled like Miles. We'll go with what Dave Andrews says. I trust him. Backdoor cut. And a rack! Mark Morris with a 1-point lead. Stevens with a huge dunk there. Kick far side. Hoey sets his feet for 3. Short. Ball loose, out of bounds, off of Clary. And we got a sub. Alex Pont checking in. Reeder checks out. 22-21, 2:54 to go here in the first half. Great game so far here. River was just in a 1-point battle with R.A. Long. An open 3 by Nate. No. Stevens battling with Clary, and Clary out jumps him, gets the rebound. Pass up ahead, deflected out of bounds. River retains. Then we got a 30-second timeout. Fans will be back here in just a quick second. Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of R.A. Long and Mark Morris High School on N2 Media. Call financial advisor Ryan Littlefield at 360-916-4650 or visit him at 911 11th Avenue in Longview for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mark Morris High School. 22-21, Monarchs with the lead here. Carson Bogner with 9 leading the way for Mark Morris. Dalton Stevens with 6, and Ari Richardson with 11 leading Columbia River. He's got just over half of the team's points. And the ball was just recently deflected out of bounds. It's going to be Columbia River's basketball here. Fans, be sure to share the live stream link with friends and family. Free basketball you can watch live or watch later. Back to action. Ooh, Pont threw a little elbow out there. He's got to be careful, and lucky that wasn't called, even though it didn't make contact. This game is pretty chippy. Richardson has a switch. West doing a great job not biting. Stays outside. Stevens plays defense on Pont's fader, and it's no good. Armstrong with it, brings it across for Mark Morris. Ball fake, Stevens. Kicks it out. Armstrong for three. Yes! Zane Armstrong with 5 off the bench, and Mark Morris back on top by 4. Far side ball's dead. Richardson gets it behind the volleyball line. River brings it back near side, goes back top of the circle, far side. A 3 on the way, no good, it's air ball, dug out. Clary goes up and scores. 6 hard-earned points here in the quarter by Clary. Hesitation dribble, save by Stevens. Bogner is going to be called for an offensive foul, and Bogner can't believe it. And that was a call made by the near sideline official here. The Academy Award goes to Aaron Hoey there. Two-point game, 1:17 left in the first half. Richardson with it, far side now. Back near side, Pont with it, back top of the circle, tried to pass inside quickly, and the ball's loose. Clary fighting for it, Stevens comes up with it, outlets it up ahead, the law firm executes perfectly. Stevens to Stevens, 27-23. A 3 by Richardson, rolls off. Clary keeps it alive, passes out, Nate grabs it, falls down. And it looks like they motioned travel. Yep, they're going to call it traveling. Thought they were going to maybe think about giving Nate a timeout there. So Columbia River will get possession again here near sideline. New shot clock, 39 on the game clock. Richardson wants a 2-for-1, misses the 3. Rebound Nate, and he does not have numbers, stops right at midcourt. Might think about that timeout now, and Ken Kelly, sorry coach, says timeout from the bench. 28.3, and it's gonna be a full charge timeout. Here's some complaints here from the Columbia River side of things. I don't quite know what there is to really complain about. It was pretty obvious that Mark Morris had possession and coach was able to get a timeout granted. He kind of ran up past the coach's box just a little bit to make the call there. So who do you think will win at Mark Morris the game against the Australians? Oh, I don't know. I couldn't even begin to tell you about the Australians. They come from the land down under. You gotta watch out for the Wallaby. .3 left in the first half. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Mark Morris will have it in the front court here. I love seeing grown adults standing at a high school game, especially right next to the camera. Like 99% of the fans are sitting down. Well, adult fans, we'll say that. Stevens crosses over, kicks far side wing. 3 on the way by Bogner, rattles out. Rebound Pont, outlet far side. Hoey hands it off. Richardson, a 3, no good, and that's going to do it. 27-23. Mark Morris leads it by 4. River started strong here in the second quarter. Mark Morris finished just a little stronger. Overall, 15 points there in the quarter for Columbia River, 13 for Mark Morris. The Rapids do end up outscoring the Monarchs by 2, but still, good job by Mark Morris to close the quarter strong. And we got a halftime performance here.
For your halftime entertainment, they are always outstanding. Let's meet the Mark Morris High School varsity basketball cheerleaders. Mark Morris High School basketball cheerleaders, and we need to tell you, last Saturday this group went to Auburn to the Jungle Jam, big competition up in Western Washington, Auburn. They won the Sportsmanship Award, besides doing outstanding work. Congratulations. Nice job, ladies.
Fans at the half here, 27-23. Before we take a quick audio timeout, please take a moment to consider subscribing to Blast Zone Media. Jordan Nalen, former editor and extremely hard worker of the Redacted newspaper, has started an endeavor, and it seems to be very, very popular and very successful, constantly working extremely hard to provide coverage in the blast zone, anywhere where volcanic ash can fall here in Southwest Washington. So make sure you subscribe to Blast Zone Media. It's blastzonemedia.com. Yours truly might be featured every now and then in a byline or two, and might even have some rankings get posted, but totally worth it. $8 a month. You can start a free trial for 7 days and see all of the different prep sports coverage that Jordan Nalen and others contribute to every single day. So be sure to subscribe to Blast Zone Media. Great job, Jordan, and I'm happy to be helping out and seeing the business grow. As another entrepreneur to another, let's get it. Back to here, 6:12 to go until the start of the third quarter. I'm going to take an audio timeout, have a drink of water, and we'll come back and talk about some stats here for each team in just a few. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the half, just about 2 minutes until the start of the third quarter. 27-23, Mark Morris with the advantage, but it's been a close one all the way throughout. Largest lead of the game, 6 points by Mark Morris. They're in that second quarter. Actually, they led by 6 after the end of the first as well. But let's go through the numbers here. First, let's start for Mark Morris. Carson Bogner leads the way with 9 points. Dalton Stevens with 6. Zane Armstrong and Nate Stevens each with 5, and Drew Ibarreta with 2, 27 at the break for Mark Morris. And for Columbia River, well below their average so far, but Ari Richardson with 11, Kellen Clary off the bench with 6, all in the second quarter. John Reeder, Aaron Hoey, and Luca Phillips each with 2, 23 total for Columbia River. At the break, teams will switch sides of the court, see if that helps either one have the advantage over the other. You would think on paper that River would have a little bit more of an advantage just based on the fact that one of Mark Morris's starters is still missing time, Jaden Jenkins, but he's going to have a good opportunity to get some rest. Mark Morris will be back in action next weekend, taking on the Australian traveling team. Not a league game, not a game that is really going to affect RPI. So I would assume that, it would probably be likely that Jaden will not be playing until after the new year. Give him plenty of time to get rested up. But all things considered, Mark Morris has got 5 points contributed off the bench from Zane Armstrong here tonight. And even though Mac West hasn't scored, he's given quality minutes and done a great job rebounding and done a solid job on the switch defense up top. River can really stretch everybody out on the perimeter. They've got shooters all up and down the lineup. So far, Richardson the only one who's shooting at a decent clip so far. And we will start the third quarter with a possession by Mark Morris. Ibarreta gets Mark Morris into the offense. And that ball's off the leg of Reeder. I think they're going to call a kick ball and reset the shot clock. They are. So a new 30. Inbound goes to Mark Hendrickson. River pressed up on the passing lanes. Bogner back to the basket, kicks. Stevens, ball fakes, dribbles in. A foul line jumper fading away, no good. Tapped around. Bogner taps it back near side. Reeder and Ibarreta trying to get it. And out of bounds is going to be Reeder. While holding the basketball, it's going to be Mark Morris possession. Ari Long leading 24-4 at the end of one at Hudson's Bay. Hendrickson, bounce pass feed inside. Stevens thought about going up. Great job there by Reeder just to go straight up. Bogner goes to the right hand, misses it. Rebound, Richardson. Good move down low there. Carson using the opposite hand for him. So unable to hit the shot. Pass to the near block, gets out near wing. Now Pont with it. Pont puts it on the deck, passes it far side. Richardson with 8 on the shot clock brings it back to the middle. Zone defense here being played by Mark Morris. Richardson trying to get around baseline, leaves it off inside. Beautiful dime shot, just missed by Phillips. Phillips had a tough first quarter, missing around the rim. And Bogner tries a dribble to wrap around from behind and is unable to execute it, loses the ball. A little bit of contact there and a 3-on-1 break up ahead. Stevens leaves it for Stevens. And Dalton goes up and scores. Player down for River is Reeder, but he is up and grimacing. Might get a sub here for Reeder. Skip past near side, stolen. Stevens goes up and he is fouled by Pont and twirls down, and high five from Pont saying, hey man, just doing my job, and I like the sportsmanship. I like the foul, honestly. I think that's a smart move. Dalton likely going to go up with a pack job there. 6:17 to go, third quarter. Dalton Stevens a chance to give Mark Morris their largest lead of the game. And he does. 9 now for Dalton, tied for the team lead in points, and we do get a sub here. Reeder is going to check out, and so is Tyler Mills. Into the ball game is Kellen Clary and Javen Fletch. Clary was very instrumental there in that second quarter, and he might have a chance to put his footprint on the ball game a little bit sooner here in the second half. A rebound wrestled away by River, a lob inside, and it's lost out of bounds. Clary wasn't going to be able to dunk that one, but could have caught and went up off the glass here on the near side. Good pass down low there, and Clary very athletic. Just unable to hold on to that one. Ibarreta being bothered by Richardson, gets it Bogner near wing three-point land, and bounds it near side, or excuse me, enters it inside. A drop step spin, hook shot no good. Foul on Phillips, and Stevens is going to head to the line for 2 more. 5:54 to go here in the third.
Second team foul. Back to the stripe, Dalton Stevens, twice.
(30-23), Mark Morris with the lead here. And the first is swished home. First player in double figures for the Monarchs. Bogner checks out, West checks in. Free throw good from Stevens, now 11. Largest lead of the game here for either team. Mark Morris on top by 9 now. Timeout, Mark Ganter wants to talk things over. Expect a run here from the Rapids out of the timeout. But I mean, I'm not gonna make excuses for anybody here, but it's very, very difficult to play an intense ball game like Columbia River just did at home against R.A. Long, where it went right down to the wire, and 56-55 the final score. Again, in terms of averages, that point total well below where River has been so far this season. Just to kind of show you, like, they've got a really explosive offense. You know, they're going to make a lot of teams tired quickly, and they're just going to smother with defense and get out in transition. They're a very, very good team. But to come up here to Longview after playing that type of a game can sometimes take a little bit out of you. Not saying that they are not coming prepared, ready to go. They definitely have came out really strong, and they're playing really intense defense into the passing lanes. But the focus element seems to be a little bit off so far here for Columbia River. A lot of opportunities close around the basket so far here, and they've missed their fair share of opportunities. Mark Morris is doing a really good job of trying to push everything out to the three-point line. Richardson with 11. He's been stuck on that number for a little while. I'd expect a play to be drawn for him here. See if they can't get him going. He's another one of those players who could be player of the year here in the Greater St. Helens League. Out of the timeout, Phillips gets it to Pont. Pont being guarded by Stevens. Fletch rises up, blocked by Stevens, but plucked out of the air by Phillips. Shot up, no good. Pont is fouled, though, on the follow-through, and he will head to the line for 2. Great defense there by Stevens to block the shot. Better hustle there by Phillips to stay with it and give the Rapids another opportunity on this end out of a timeout. Very important to at least get something. Pont, scoreless so far in the game, lines up his first free throw attempt, and it's good. Mark Morris is going to have to prepare here for a River run. That kind of goes with the current of the theme of the Rapids, I suppose. That one tried to come out, but it stays down for Pont. Lead down to 7. Ibarreta with it now, being guarded by Richardson. West looks to the baseline. Now Hendrickson with it, picks up his dribble, looking at Stevens, gets it to Dalton. Dalton with a hand in his face, jabs off the defender, pulls up and hits a 3. Just like that, throws 3 fingers up. Confident shot there by Dalton Stevens. Had Fletch right on him. Fletch to get it back. airballs it. Stevens catches and lost the ball, but he's fouled. Looked like he just kind of lost it there. And didn't appear to be any contact. Full court pressure being showed here, and Mark Morris does inbound it to Bogner. Defense backs off. Carson sprints right down the lane, kicks to the corner. A three again is fouled on the shot. Dalton will head to the line. Could have had a chance at a 4-point play, though, and now he's going to be at the charity stripe for 3 free throws.
Shooting for the Monarchs, Dalton Stevens.
Man, this is just
3 shots.
not what I had envisioned here tonight before this game started. I kind of envisioned a little bit more of a track meet, but we've got an old-fashioned David Long, Bill Backamus district championship game circa mid-2000s going on here, except there's a shot clock involved and no one's trying to stall the game out. Second free throw is good. 16 now for Dalton Stevens. Mark Morris now on top by 12 here, looking for more. And hits the third. All 3 hit. Richardson goes to the near corner. Fletch dribbles out, goes to the top of the circle. Clary drop step spin. Stevens tries to block the shot. Great play by Kellen Clary. He's been a spark for River off the bench. Double team quickly. Ball got rid of. Pont steals it back. Here comes River. Another opportunity. Fletch hangs, hits, counted and one. Javen Fletch with his first field goal of the game gets it down to single digits just like that. 38-29.
One shot.
Shot up and good. 8-point ball game. Fletch now with 3. Defense leading to offense there for Columbia River. Stevens surveys and gets it across and has it poked loose. Stevens recovers though. Numbers on the far side. Nate steps into a 3. Twine. Wow. You want to talk about some stones there by Nate to step up and shoot that one. Fletch throws one up near side. He's had a rough shooting night, but an offensive rebound and a foul. No, they're going to say an illegal screen by Phillips, and Phillips shaking his head. Mark Ganter palms out, wants to know what was going on with that one. Nate looking to inbound it, gets it into Carson. Carson gets in front of the defense. Pass up ahead. West near side, reverse layup, shot no good, foul called. As West is helped up off the floor by Ari Richardson. 3:36 to go, third quarter. And Mac West will line up his first free throw attempts. Misses the first. And Reeder's back into the ball game for Clary. Great job by Clary. He's had a real good impact. Guy off the bench here for Columbia River. Might not be long. You might see him starting at some point. River's super deep though. Kick to the corner, a 3 by Richardson. No good, just a little short. He hasn't shot the ball in a while. And a foul in the back. No traveling called. Stevens wondering what the call was there because he thought he was fouled by a Reeder. Reeder happy to pick Stevens up off the floor. River has the ball. 3:23 to go, third quarter. Far side. Drive, shot tough, no good. Put back, no good. Tapped down to Ibarreta. Drew controls. Outlet up ahead, far side. Jump stop, foul line. Jay, cash from Nate Stevens. Man, Nate is having a great last couple games. This week has been phenomenal. Now he's in double figures with 10. Richardson skips it far side. Fletch drives, wraparound pass under the basket. Reeder is there. Stevens did not want to foul.
John Reeder.
Stevens bumped, and this is going to be free throws. That's a silly foul there.
Rapids foul, Javen Fletch.
And Javen Fletch quickly separated there from Stevens. Eric Cheatley, the official from the far sideline, running it in. He must have got the film from the last game between Columbia River and R.A. Long, which was quite chippy. Dalton's first is good. 18 for Dalton. Ibaretta will sit down, Mark Hendrickson in. Mac West might have been feeling the effects of hitting the floor a few times there. Stepped out of the lane. Second free throw on the way here for Stevens, and it's good. 19 now for Dalton. Good closeout there by West on Richardson. Reeder drops it off. Luca Phillips counting that one.
Count the bucket. Luca Phillips.
Foul's going to be on Nate Stevens, his second. Phillips now with 4.
That was on Nate Stevens' second. Luca Phillips, 1 shot.
And the free throw long. Rebound Nate. Nate looking to enter it to West. Goes outside here to Stevens. 14 on the shot clock. High screen set by Hendrickson. Hesitation dribble, double team. Backdoor cut by Nate. Pass deflected, stolen. River needs a bucket here. Richardson drives, reverse layup, far side, misses. Offensive rebound put back by Reeder is home. Big basket there. Down to a 10-point lead, 46-36. Bogner spins off of a defender, hands it off. Nate, drop step spin, gets it to Carson. A lot of time here, 18 on the shot clock. Nate with it, still with his dribble, puts it on the deck. Gets it back from Dalton. Looking back to Dalton, and it's tapped out of bounds, deflected by Richardson. Richardson trying to sell the call, pointing in Rivers' direction. 100 live viewers watching this one. Fans, thank you so much for being with us. Intense ball game here, even though it's a 10-point lead. Feels like it's within one possession here. 46-36, Mark Morris with the lead. 9 on the clock here as Bogner looks to the near side and then tried to go back to the top. Dalton with it, 2 on the shot clock, has got to get it up. Does get it up, and it does graze the rim, and it is still in bounds, and Whack West backpedals out of bounds. Stevens had no choice but to try to get it to somebody, and Mack touched it while he was out of bounds. Great opportunity here for River as they survived that last 9 seconds without allowing a bucket or a second chance opportunity. Reeder pump fakes a 3, dribbles in, goes to the top of the circle. Wide open, Fletch 3 is off. Offensive rebound, putback attempt, no good. Reeder, his hustle generates another opportunity as the ball goes off of Mark Morris. Exactly a minute to go, new shot clock. High screen for Richardson, he gives it up to Fletch. Near side Pont now with it, goes back to Fletch, top of the circle. Drives off Ibaretta, kicks. Richardson as wide open as it gets. No, it was down and it rolls out. Offensive rebound putback, shot no good by Phillips, but he's gonna head to the line for 2. 43 seconds to go here in the third. Feels like this is the longest third quarter in the history of third quarters. Luca Phillips has done really good on the board so far here tonight. Only got 4 points to show for his efforts, and his first free throw is long off the back iron. And the next free throw is good from Phillips. 5 now in the game. Lead down to single digits, 46-37. It's a 9-point game. A 3 by Ibaretta is cash just like that. Drew Ibaretta gets it back up to 12. Shot clock is off. 24 to go in the third. Richardson, sidestep, his three no good. He's had a tough shooting second half. Offensive rebound Reeder. He has not had a tough third quarter in terms of offensive rebounding and putback. 1 on the clock. It's good if it goes, and it's long from Nate Stevens. 49 to 39. What a ball game here at Mark Morris High School in Billy's Barn. Reeder with 8 after his made basket. And we're going to be back here, fans, in just a couple seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of R.A. Long and Mark Morris High School on N2 Media. Call financial advisor Ryan Littlefield at 360-916-4650 or visit him at 911 11th Avenue in Longview for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Fans, be sure to subscribe to Blast Zone Media for all local coverage in the area that volcanic ash can cover. Jody Nalen, captain of the ship of Blast Zone Media, former editor of Redacted News, has over 20 years experience writing and covering prep sports. Be sure to subscribe or start a free trial, 7 days worth of unlimited articles. It's well worth the $8. Blast Zone Media. I can make your hands clap. Tuned in to see a boxing match based on the report from Rivers' last game. Well, we haven't seen that yet, but it's definitely been an intense game here. Rivers starts with the basketball. Shot up by Hoey, no good. Followed his own shot, but could not secure it. Stevens able to get the rebound. Ibarreta pushes it across. Entry pass Stevens. Side steps on Fletch and scores. Fletch kept his hands down and wanted to draw a charge. And Stevens took advantage. Long hop step in the lane, a kick near side by Fletch. Feed down low. Phillips double clutches, shot missed. Foul is going to be called, I believe, on Mac West here.
And then foul Mac West.
Yep.
Second. First team foul. Luca Phillips, 2 shots.
So Phillips at the line for 2. Hits the first. Second free throw is good. So Phillips settled in nicely at the free throw line. Went 2 for 2 on his last 2 trips. Or, yeah, well, 4 for 4 total in the last 2. Added up. I went to Kelso. Bogner catches, has Hoey in front of him, passes it inside. Stevens working on Fletch, drop step spin near side, goes back inside, has it poked loose. Live ball, covered up by Stevens, passes it, but we have a timeout granted to Mark Morris from the bench. Ken Kelly calls it. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Ooh, wow, that's spicy. I can't believe that they reset the shot clock. I didn't see possession change there. And I think that maybe Ryan Chinchin is going to talk things over here with somebody. I don't know who. .648 to go in the ball game. We got some Mark Morris alums here in the building. Dawson Morrow here in attendance, and Braden Olson, who rang in Kings Court, in attendance. Christmas break officially underway. Next game, Mark Morris will be taking on the Australians, the Australian traveling circus. No, but seriously, there will be a game. Mark Moore's possession, and they did reset the shot clock down to 10. Ibarreta to inbound it. Tries to go near side, bounce pass stolen by Richardson. Richardson brings it across quickly. Bounce pass entry down low. Phillips reverses near side, goes up and over Stevens. Phillips has had a nice couple minutes here. 51-43. I think Rivers finally realizing that Hendrickson to inbound it. And it's deflected off the inbound and stolen. Phillips comes away with it. Twice in a row on inbounds that River has been able to get a hand and steal the ball. Drive, dump off, pass down low, shot no good. Bogner altered the shot on Phillips. Outlet far side, gets to the corner. Stevens goes inside to Bogner. Bogner back out here. Hendrickson back to Bogner. A three from the near wing, looks left, and it is. Ball tapped up and thrown back in by Hoey. Stevens, Nate ends up grabbing it, double teamed, throwing elbows around, and trying to create some space. Finds Ibarreta for three, no. Rebound Richardson. Five and a half to go here, 8-point game. River trying to make a run. Pass to the near side. Richardson shoots for a 5-point deficit, leaves it short, and it's going to go out of bounds. Mark Morris ball. Richardson has just gone cold here in the second half. Something that you don't say often about a guy that hit 10 3-pointers in a 42-point road victory already this season. But it happens to the best of them. Shooters shoot. Got to keep going. Reeder reaches around, and he is going to pick up a silly foul here. That's going to be the second foul. Like to see River play a little bit more disciplined defense than that and not risk putting Mark Morris in the bonus sooner rather than later. It's the second team foul, just the second personal on Reeder. Far side, Stevens picks up the dribble. Stevens, Dalton cuts off of it. A flop there by Fletch to no avail. 23 now for Dalton. Back out to a 10-point lead. Hoey gives it back to the top. Richardson moves it to the corner. Fletch dribbles out, jumps, and a blocking foul is called on West, and they're going to say on the floor, no shot.
Monarch foul prior to the shot, Mac West.
Fletch has done a really good job of jumping and landing on 2 feet for his gather, but that time he landed, I think, 1-2 and then took another step. Might be something that you should keep an eye on there. And then he sidestep, passes it off. Beautiful move, beautiful creation. Reeder on the block. Easy bucket. Rivers gone inside and finding some success. Back down to 8. 4:23 left here. Nate Stevens with it. Looking to the top, gets it to Bogner. Bogner with a little space. Crosses over, drop step spin inside, drop step spin opposite way, left-handed hook shot is good. Bogner now in double figures with 11. Hop step, pass again, a beautiful dime. Reeder now with 12, but they're helping on defense. And it's leaving Reeder wide open. Back down to 8. Pass to the near side. A corner three by Dalton. Rattles out. Reeder with the board. Outlet near side Richardson. Richardson. Pump fake. Settles into a three. It hits!
3-pointer, Maureen Richardson.
5-point game. Just under 3.5 to go. And we've got a foul away from the ball on Reeder. That's going to be the third team foul, third personal on Reeder. Inbound goes to Dalton. Dalton rips through, and he is fouled hard. Fletch followed through, tried to get the ball, and the officials might talk some things over, and then Nate Stevens comes over and gets in Fletch's face, and Fletch wants something and Boy, River's a pretty feisty team. They're mixed in it a lot, it looks like here. And Nate Stevens coming over and says, I'm not having any of that. And now the officials are having a conversation here. Jim Appleberry. And it's just a common 2-shot foul here. I don't know if Camden's still watching here, but I think you got your money's worth. Dalton's first free throw is in. 24 here for Dalton Stevens. Free throw up and good. 25 now, lead back out to 7. Fletch will bring it across. Hop step, creates. Richardson now with it. Nice drive and a dime, but it's swatted away. Loose ball. Hendrickson comes away with it for Mark Morris. Pass behind, loose on the floor. Up ahead, Phillips with it. Drops it off. Back to the near side. A 3 by Reeder. No. Phillips battling with Bogner. Offensive foul. No, loose ball foul over the back. They've got on Phillips on Bogner.
Rapids foul. Luka Phillips.
And that is going to be the 5th team foul.
Number 4, Drew Ibarretti.
And free throws coming here for Bogner.
Monarchs in the double bonus. Carson Bogner, 2 shots.
So Bogner at the line here for 2. Misses on the first. Bogner hits the second. It thought about it there for a little bit. Fletch brings it up. Leaves it off Richardson. Near side, Hoey. Fletch crosses over and passes it out near side. And a foul's called on the floor. Mark Morris's bench yelling for a travel. It's going to be on West, and that's his 4th. And we got a timeout, Columbia River. We'll keep it right here with the Rapids. Javen Fletch, a transfer from Skyview, may only have 3 points, but his impact has gone way beyond scoring here. He's been creating just about every opportunity down low for River. You got to give that young man a lot of credit, and he's got a lot of athleticism. You can see why there was a lot of excitement in the fan base and those around the program for Columbia River to get him in from Skyview, a team that finished 6th in the 4A class last year. And you know that Rapids love to take anybody from Skyview in any sport. But this game's still not over yet. 2:18 to go. River will have the ball. Situation here, any foul on Mark Morris, and they will shoot free throws. The Monarchs still have 2 to give. Only 3 team fouls by them. So River cannot foul without putting Mark Morris on the free throw line as we're back to action here after the timeout. Richardson, jab stepped, dribbles in, a fader in the paint, hits the dead spot, back west, tips it back, and Ibarretta controls. So good defense there, and a better rebound. Ball poked loose from behind. Retrieved, though, by Bogner. Richardson trying to reach in and create a steal here. Double team up top. West goes to Ibarretta, open for 3. Looks long, but it hits the side of the backboard and ends up going short, and now it's tied up, and Hoey ties up with Nate Stevens, and it's a jump. It's going to be Mark Morris possession. Camden comments in the comment section, better than the Tyson Paul fight so far. Yeah, that was pathetic. Bounce pass entry. Stevens somehow gets it, goes up. He's blocked from behind by Phillips. Numbers up ahead. Here goes Hoey, drops it off from behind. Great unselfish pass there by Hoey to Phillips, who finishes. 6-point game. Ibarretta has it poked loose. Passes it up ahead. Far side. Stevens drives. Nate pump fakes. The blow by. The 3. up and down. Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness. Crossover rising up from the elbow. A shot no good. A follow by Reeder. Gets his board. Blocked by Stevens. Stevens snatches it out of the air and a foul is called. And the round ball rowdies are fired up.
Rapids foul, Richardson, fourth foul.
Free throws coming here for Mark Morris. 1:05 left in the ball game. 61-52.
To the line for Mark Morris.
Richardson now with 4 personals, and a technical has been called on Javen Fletch.
Drew Ibaretta will shoot the technical foul shot.
And Drew Ibaretta will shoot the freebies. That's the 4th personal on Fletch. And Ibaretta hits the first. Fans, we've got to have a conversation about player of the game here. Ibaretta hits the second, and now we're going to have 2 more free throws for Dalton Stevens. I think Dalton's probably your player of the game here. Dalton's leads the team with 25 here in this ball game. Nate, though, I tell you what, man, Nate, 13 points.
Shooting the free throws from the foul. Dalton Stevens, 2 shots.
So now this is from the foul, and then Mark Morris will get the ball. Yikes. Stevens hits, now 26. The law firm of Stevens and Stevens combining for 39 of Mark Morris's 64 points. Make it 40 combined points, 27 for Dalton. And it's going to be Mark Morris possession after a full charged timeout. Mark Morris with the lead, 65-52. Fans, consider a donation or a tip to your host, Venmo or PayPal. Venmo preferred, PayPal acceptable. @ N2 Media. Can't do it without everybody watching this one at home, hopefully not in the car or on location. But again, can't do it without you and your support. If you want to throw 5 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 50 in the piggy bank, it will be greatly appreciated. Got some sandstorm going on here, right? I think that's what it is. Probably get flagged for copyright infringement. Thank you, Dave. And it's going to be Mark Morris possession here with 65 seconds to go in the ball game. Fans, we got plenty more heavyweight showdowns to go here throughout the season. Columbia River will come back up here to Longview to take on R.A. Long. Mark Morris and R.A. Long will still meet twice. Ridgefield is going to come to town to take on both R.A. Long and Mark Morris. And ball is out of bounds, last touched by Columbia River. Ari Richardson poked it loose. And we got a technical on Ari Richardson.
Technical foul on Ari Richardson. That is 5th foul.
And he's fouled out. And Ari is explaining to his coaching staff what he might have said to the official, Ryan Chin-Chin. But the officials might have read the scouting report here before this one. And now Mark Ganter is getting an explanation. And Ibaretta at the free throw line hits. And Ibaretta again. Now conversation back here on the near sideline between Ken Kelly and Ari Richardson, and now we've got something else going on here. So I'd love to get an explanation here.
Got an official's timeout.
And an official's timeout now.
Protocol.
So, yeah, well, got a little bit of extracurricular going on here tonight. And now we've got Aaron Whitwright, principal for Mark Morris. See if we can't get in here and figure out what's going on here. And a representative from Columbia River. Wonder if they're talking about something that was said from a fan. I'm still figuring that out, Dog Lover. I don't know. Dog Lover asks, why did he get a technical? I believe he was saying something to the official Ryan Chinchin at the time of the technical. But I think that he's got some type of a defense for what's going on. So I don't know what, yeah, but this is a protocol timeout here. So this situation here usually involves de-escalating a situation where something was said, and Coach Kelly could not have been out of that huddle faster. Appears to be a little nerved by whatever it's regarding. But the officials here on the near sideline giving an explanation to Dave Andrew. So I wonder if it does have anything.
Fans, we've had a timeout, WIA protocol for harassment situations. Please ask you to use no profanity, no racial type gestures,
Okay.
or verbiage. It's not allowed. And that's what the Columbia River Mark Morris coaches just met with the officials about. This is a WIA protocol. Fans, hey, let's just enjoy the game. Let's keep it good. Let's go.
Well done, Dave Andrew, making sure that there was nothing said. But apparently that was the gripe from Ari Richardson. And I think that he was persistent to the official, if anything, as to maybe why there was a technical foul. But he's out of the game because of his technical. It gave him 5 personals. Under a minute to go. It's a 15-point Mark Morris lead. The game a lot closer than the score indicates. But a couple technicals down the stretch here. And the ball is thrown to the far side. 6 on the shot clock for Dalton Stevens. Puts it on the deck, crosses over, step back 3. No, rebound Hoey. Hoey gets it up near side to Pont. Pont gets around West, hangs, tries to drop it off behind his back. Nobody home, shot clock off. Mark Morris can get it across half court and run it out. And now Mark Morris is going to strike up the I believe we will win chant with 13 seconds left in the ball game, just after a protocol warning. They don't call them the round ball rowdies for no reason. Shot up, no good. Reeder misses it, rebound West, and that's going to do it. Mark Morris wins it and protects the home court. Game 1 to the Monarchs, 67-52. Handshake line here. Seems to be nothing but respect between both teams, which is a great sign. And to be honest with you, I mean, they helped each other up all game long. Just great competition. Things happen in the heat of the moment. And, you know, this is a big win for Mark Morris. Keep in mind, Jaden Jenkins not available here in the games against, mainly against WF West, against Ridgefield, and now against Columbia River. So a big win here, and Coach Ken Kelly sharing some words with Ari Richardson and now with Mark Ganter.
Wish you all a Merry Christmas.
But what a ball game it was here. Great atmosphere, an early Christmas present here
Good night, everybody.
at Ted Nat Court, Billy's Barn. But a big, big win for Mark Morris here in this one. 67-52. We're going to wrap things up here with a post-game show. And we're going to go over the total numbers, and we'll see if we can grab a player interview in just a little bit. So fans, stick around for that. But again, your final 67-52. Dalton Stevens leads the way with 27 for Mark Morris. And then Nate Stevens with 13. Drew Ibarreta with 9. Zane Armstrong with 5. Carson Bogner, 12. Mac West with 1. 67 total for Mark Morris in the win. For Columbia River, Ari Richardson with 14. John Reeder with 12. Luca Phillips with 11. Javen Fletch with 3. Alex Pont with 2. Aaron Hoey with 2. 52 total tonight for Columbia River. Well, what a ball game it was, folks. What's the Camden types in first? Whitwright is a former pitching coach for the Monarchs. People forget that, right? What's the protocol for a haymaker at the buzzer? Interesting. I don't know. Did that happen? I don't know. Yeah. It's been, the subject of, what's been going on with Columbia River has been they're involved in some scraps and, probably no fault of their own, just the fact that they're competitive and, very excited, upstart team, a lot of energy. So, I don't know if it's really something to keep an eye on, to be completely honest with you. I think they're just a bunch of competitive guys trying to win every night. But can't be getting technical fouls late in the fourth quarter, I'll tell you that much. No matter what's going on, you really can't afford to be doing that. If there's something going on there, I'd recommend maybe trying to bring someone over. What's up, Dawson? Good, man. Big win. Dawson Morrow came and dapped me up. I probably did it wrong, but I'm old. That's what happens when you're out of the game for a while here. All right, so I'm going to set things up here to try to grab an interview. So fans, stick around for the postgame show. Who we want to hear from, probably Dalton Stevens. I kind of want to hear, excuse me, from Nate Stevens a little bit here, but we've heard from Dalton before, but we'll see what we got. So hang tight. All right, check 1, 2, Czechoslovakia. That's a country. All right, got the other headset ready to go, so I'm going to wait till the boys get out of the locker room, but I'm going to go retrieve somebody here in just a little bit, fans, so stick around and we'll be back. y'all so much for being with us. I got Nate Stevens with us, one half of the law firm of Stevens & Stevens, just spelled a little bit differently. But, Nate, thanks for joining us here. You guys won this one 67-52, but I don't think people that didn't watch the game are going to look at that and think it was a close game. But this was actually a lot closer than what the final score indicated here. What was key for you guys coming out and getting this win here tonight, do you think?
Just executing our game plan. We had a 3-2 zone, and we just stuck with it throughout the game, and it worked, so we just kept it on. And then we eventually we switched into a 2-3, and that was in the second half. That worked out too, so we just stuck to our game plan.
Second half there, they kind of closed the gap there to single digits a few times, but you came up with some big shots, one from right at the elbow at the foul line, no hesitation, and then a big three that kind of just brought rain on the way down, bounced all the way up. What were you thinking on those two shot attempts there to try to help your team and slow the run down the Columbia River?
The first one, it was just a pull-up jumper, I practice that every day. The second shot, I'm not going to lie, I think it hit about like the ceiling, and I was very excited when I saw it come down.
Yeah, you guys haven't lost 2 league games in almost 4 seasons, and coming off the heels of a game against Ridgefield where they shot the ball pretty well, but they also generated a lot of easy looks. Were there some conversations there over yesterday's practice on maybe you guys trying to protect the rim a little bit better this time around?
Yeah, it was a very rough practice. We all got our butts chewed. So.
Yep. Awesome. Talk about guarding some of these athletes that Columbia River has out there. They're going to be a team that goes deep this year, probably a team you might play 3 times this season. But Ari Richardson, one of the toughest guards out there. And how are you guys able to neutralize him after he got a pretty hot start in this ball game?
Yeah, Ari and John Reeder, they're both dogs. We just went out and we stayed in our 3-2, and we just, we played great defense. So.
Okay, I need an honest answer here from you. All right. What was going through your mind after the hard foul there? Looked like you came over and you maybe checked the Fletch a little bit there after that. Just kind of walk me through what was going on and how were you feeling? Describe your emotions at that point.
I was just trying to go and help my teammate out because he had a very dirty call or very dirty play on Dalton Stevens. I was just going over there and checking up on my brother. So, yep.
That feels pretty good though, right? And look, I saw you guys dapping it up at the 3-point line. You went up to Dalton after that as if you were saying, hey, I got your back, right? That's what you expect from the law firm of Stevens & Stevens. You've had a really good week, 17 points a couple of times this week, and I think a lot of people going into this year knew you were a traditional Mark Morris Monarch backcourt guard, a guy who's just going to do all the plays he's asked to do. But do you feel like that maybe you were a little bit overlooked coming into this season and what your contributions could mean to the team?
Yeah, I've just over the offseason I put in that work, and I'm just trying to make a name for myself. And we have great guards. We have Drew Iberetta. He's a great guard. We're just, this season we're just trying to make him a name for ourselves. So, yeah. Awesome.
Well, you guys got back on the winning track of things. On a lighter note, are you excited for Christmas break?
Very excited.
Do you got a long list for Santa?
Very long list, yeah.
You think you're going to get what you deserve this year for Christmas?
Hopefully no Cole.
All right, cool. Well, you guys got another game coming up next week against the traveling Australian Circus, so good luck in that one, and we'll catch you after the new year.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Nate. Congratulations.
Yep.
All right, I'll grab that from you. Awesome. That is Nate Stevens. We'll see you later, buddy. Final score in this one, Mark Morse wins it 67-52. That is Nate Stevens with the interview. Nate with 13 points tonight in the Monarchs' victory. Very vital in the win, honestly, for Mark Morris. Dalton with 27 did a lot of the heavy lifting. He's going to be a player we've talked about a couple times in the running for Player of the Year. So not surprising at all, but you need a Robin to a Batman, right? And so far this week, at least, it's been Nate. Both Stevens guys are just really doing a great job helping the team out and winning the ball games that they need to win. A big win on the road against WF West. Didn't go their way against Ridgefield, but tonight against Columbia River, they protect the home court and win it 67-52. Carson Bogner also great here tonight with 12 points. And he had a lot of really good footwork moves there. Gotta get this out of the way so I can see. But yeah, he really utilized the footwork very well. Finished down low, very tough shots. So you got to give Carson Bogner a lot of credit as well here in the win. Well, that's going to do it here for us tonight, folks. We are getting out of here. Got to go talk to some players and coaches again here and get a story going for Blast Zone Media. Again, to make sure you subscribe to Blast Zone Media. $8 a month for unlimited prep sports coverage in all of the area that volcanic ash can cover. big win tonight here for Mark Morris. 8-1 on the season. Columbia River now 5-1. These two teams even in the win column and loss column, 3-1 in league competition. RA Long wins tonight on the road, 76-26 over Hudson's Bay, a 50-point win. That's pretty good. And RA Long there in that one-loss category along with Ridgefield. So all four of these teams are going to be battling all season long. We'll see who comes out on top. We got a long way to go before that. But we're going to be back in action coming up Monday over at Kelso High School. RA Long versus Kelso, non-league boys basketball action before we get to open our presents. So that is going to wrap things up for me here at Mark Morris High School. Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media saying thank you so much for tuning in. Again, your final score, Mark Morris wins it 67-52 over Columbia River in a hard-fought battle. We'll see you all on Monday. Hope you all have a great night. Thanks for watching.